Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be all of my makeup favorites. Actually, there's one hair product that I'm obsessed with, but other than that, these are all my beauty makeup favorites that I've been loving wearing. You've been probably seeing a lot of these products in my makeup tutorials, so I thought I would sit down and chat and yeah, just recommend some of these products to you as well, because I haven't done a favorites video in a while. Like, it's been so many months I can't even remember, and someone actually DM'd me and asked if I can bring these favorites videos back every now and again, so I thought, why not? Let's do it. I forgot to mention there are two products that didn't quite work for me, so stay tuned at the very end to find out what those were. Before we get started, let's get into the question of the week. And this week I want to know what beauty product you're loving, especially if it's new. Like, if it's something that you've recently discovered that you absolutely love, share it with us too. Why not? In the comments below. Okay, so I've categorized it a little bit, and there are a few products that I forgot to bring from my apartment, so I will bring those tomorrow and do B-roll, so you'll still see it in the video, but I'm not gonna actually like hold it up because they're at home. That's how much I love them. So I'm gonna start with hair. I know I said I have one, but I actually have two, so let's just start with that so we can just move on. So the first one is going to be this L'Oreal Magic Root Cover Up. I've talked about this before, probably years ago, but this is something I've been using for so long, and I have gray hairs going across right here, and I get my hair colored, like, I want to say every 6 to 7 weeks, and in between that I use this guy because it covers my grays and it doesn't give me a headache. It doesn't have like a strong scent, and yeah, it's just a really lightweight dry shampoo. So they have so many different colors, but the one I love is dark brown because I do like my roots to be quite dark and then my highlights to be brighter. So yeah, this is so amazing if you have, you know, grays that you want to cover, or if you have like spots that, you know, like I have like a little spot here too that I sometimes cover. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, I'll sometimes spray it whenever I'm tying my hair or whatnot. So this is amazing and I highly recommend it, and I always order these on Amazon for some reason because I'll be like, oh my god, I'm out, and I would need it like the next day. So love these so much. And then the next one is the IGK dry shampoo. I'm obsessed with this. It smells so good. Again, it doesn't give me a headache, and the reason why I reference this a lot is because a lot of scents, a lot of like stronger scents give me a headache, so I have to find mild scents for me because otherwise I will like die all day. So this is the First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo. I love all their dry shampoos, to be honest. I have so many different ones from them and I just absolutely love it. It gives my hair volume too, which is what I like, especially at the root. And yeah, it just smells great and it keeps my hair feeling and smelling fresh. Okay, moving on to makeup. I'm gonna start with my Complexion stuff and things that I use all the time. So this is a recent discovery. This is the Giorgio Armani concealer, and I have so many different shades, but the one I use all the time is 6.5. I actually have it on today. I don't have any foundation on today, by the way. It's just concealer. I just love how natural this looks on the skin. It's kind of like a moussey consistency. So when you put it on, it's just so lightweight and you just blend it in with your fingers or with a brush and it just looks like skin. I absolutely love it. And I know that before this I used to always recommend the NARS Radiant Creamy. I mean, I still love that, but after discovering this, I have to say I gravitate more towards this now than the NARS one. I just can't believe it took me this long to try this formula. Like, I had no idea how good it was. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for a luxury concealer to try out and something a little bit different, because again, it's not creamy, it's more moussey. It's like mousse cream formula that I'm like shocked and obsessed with. So good. So moving on to my bronzer, I have quite a few bronzers. I have 3 bronzers to recommend, so I'm going to start with the cream bronzer. I'm sure I've recommended this before, but this is the Milk bronzer and it's so amazing. It's called Baked and I have it on today. It's just so lightweight and so natural on the skin. Anything that looks like skin, I love. Like, anything that looks heavy, I'm like, stay away from me. This is just so beautiful and the formula is great, and I love that it's compact, so it's great for traveling, and I just love it. The next cream bronzer that I love is the Huda Beauty one. It's even more lightweight than the Milk makeup one, which is crazy. This is such an amazing formula. Huda killed it with this one. I also love the packaging because you can just put your brush in there and then just go directly onto your skin, because I don't necessarily apply product directly on my skin. I like to grab it with my brush and then go on. So this is great for that reason. For traveling, I want to say I usually travel with the Milk one just because it is a little bit more like easy to travel with and compact. Not that this isn't, but it's just like a little bit easier. So I always like travel with this on a daily. I love this one so much. Where is this made in? Made in Italy. Wow, such a great formula. This one's made in the US. The setting powder that I've been really loving is by Pat McGrath. You guys know that I'm such a snob with setting powders. I used to be obsessed with the La Mer one. Not used to, I'm still obsessed with the La Mer one. Like, I know it's very expensive and bougie, but it does minimize like larger pores. It kind of just is good. It's just so good. I have it right here. I'll just show it to you guys. I've recommended this so many times in all my videos. This is amazing. But I really wanted to find another powder that I can use because, yeah, I just want to change it up. So Pat McGrath recently came out with these setting powders. She has a few colors, I believe, but this is in the shade Light Medium 2, and I love it so much. I feel like it does have some sort of a blurring power as well, because I feel like when I use this, especially with a damp beauty blender, it does kind of like make my skin look flawless. And I love that there's like this little fishnet net thing, I don't know what it's called, but I love that because it doesn't get messy. Like, that's one thing I don't love about the La Mer one. It does get a bit messy because it doesn't have anything to protect it, but this is amazing, especially for traveling, because you just basically do this and look at that and no mess. Like, this is genius, and the formula is great. I believe this is also made in Italy. Let me check. Yeah, this is also made in Italy. I feel like Italian labs are bomb. Like, they make some really amazing products. So yeah, I just kind of get the product and set my under eyes and around my larger pores. I don't know if it's just in my head, but I do feel like it minimizes larger pores. So if you are looking for a new setting powder, this one is amazing. By the way, I'm not recommending drugstore products in this because I always keep my drugstore favorites separate. So let me know if you guys want to see that after this. Moving on to a powder bronzer that I've been really enjoying. I feel like I've been using this a lot. This is the Fenty Beauty powder bronzer in Private Island, and it's an all matte bronzer, and I love the color of this so much. I feel like it's warm, but not like too warm, so you can contour with it. But then if you want to bronze yourself and give it a sun-kissed kind of look, you totally can. So I just absolutely love it, and the packaging is gorgeous. Again, super compact. It has a really good quality mirror if in case you need it. So I just have been really enjoying this for a matte bronzer. The other bronzer that I love is not matte. It's got just like tiny amounts of shimmer, so it gives your skin more of a glow. I don't use this for contouring, I use it more for bronzing, and this is the Chanel bronzer. I have recommended this to you guys in the past, but I still absolutely love it, and I always have to go and replenish and buy it, and it's so expensive, but I do love it a lot. This is technically not a bronzer. It's actually like, they call it a highlighter or some sort of like a glowing powder. For me, it just works as a bronzer, so I love it so much. And this is the one that I don't have with me because it's at home. I highly recommend this if you've got like medium skin tone, and this is in the shade Deep. So if you're darker than me, it probably wouldn't work, but if you're lighter than me or my shade, I would say it will definitely work for more of like an overall sun-kissed bronzy glow. Moving on to blushes. This is one by Kaja that I've been really enjoying. This is in the shade Saucy. Again, you guys have seen me use this in videos, but yeah, this is such an amazing blush. I love the formula. This is a Korean brand and it's sold at Sephora. It's kind of cushiony, which is nice. So this is called the Cheeky Stamp Blendable Blush, and it comes with this like heart. Hold on, let me open it. Oh gosh. It comes with this like heart stamp, which honestly I think is a little extra. Like, no one's really gonna use this. I wish that it didn't have this because it would have made the packaging that much more compact. But I get the vibe that they're trying to create. It's more of a vibe. It's more of like a cute kind of brand. So I get it. I just, when I travel, I like take this off and I travel with this. I just use a brush and then I just directly go in there and apply it on the apples of my cheeks. It just blends really beautifully. It looks like skin. They have a great color selection. So Korean makeup is just so good. It's amazing. I love their formulas. The next blush that I love is at home. So again, you'll see B-roll, but it's by Hourglass. I have the palette here, so I keep the individual ones at home. This is such a cool formula, and it's funny because I always talk about loving matte blushes, which I'm like a huge fan of matte blushes. You will never see me create a blush that has shimmer in it, because if you have larger pores, which I feel like most people have larger pores around this area, I just don't understand how you can wear anything with shimmer, because all it's going to do is accentuate them. So I'm all about matte blushes. Hint, hint, I may or may not be working on one, so stay tuned. But anyway, this is one that I don't know how they do this, but it's baked, and it doesn't have shimmer in it, but it has like, I don't know, it has something that like creates a nice glow, but it doesn't necessarily accentuate the pores. So they've killed it. Like, I just absolutely love it. So when you swatch it, it doesn't look like it has shimmer, but as you can see, it has a nice glow. So this is the one formula that I can kind of get away with using on the apples of my cheeks and not feeling like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, it's got so much shimmer in it. So yeah, this is a good line to check out. It is quite expensive, but it's really, really nice and feels really luxurious. Okay, moving on to eyes, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is probably no surprise to you guys, but this is the Persona Cosmetics Identity 2 palette. I'm obsessed. I've been using this non-stop, and I've already created so many different tutorials, both on here and also on Persona's YouTube channel, Instagram. It's all over on our website. Oh my gosh, you have to check out this website feature that we just added. It's so cool. You can see little tutorials in like 2 seconds, because I felt like people were so busy that sometimes you don't have time to sit through a 7 to 10 minute tutorial. So we wanted to create this feature where you can just go and get all these different looks and all these different inspirations and the how-to steps in literally 2 seconds. So they're little giffies, and you can just follow along and do a full look. So I'll link that below so you guys can check it out. And I did like 2 or 3 tutorials on that as well. So there are tons and tons of content using this palette, so I'm sure you guys have seen some of them already. But yeah, I love this because, you know, I wanted to create something that had all the neutrals, but then it had pops of color, you know, for a night out and just to have fun with. So today I wanted to play with just all neutrals because I wanted more of a natural look. So I just created a look with passionate and loyal. So I mixed passionate and loyal together and put it all over my crease. And then I used kind on my eyelids, which I think is just so pretty and subtle. And you can't even tell that I used this palette, probably because when you first look at it, it looks really, really colorful, but I promise you, there are tons of neutral shades in here hidden. You just have to look through. So it's just great for that reason, because you do have both neutrals and pops of color that you can play with. Moving on to mascaras, I have 2 favorites. The first one is the Lily Lashes mascara she just launched. This is such an amazing mascara. If you have shorter lashes and you want length and you want separation, this is probably one of the best formulas on the market. It's really, really good. I have used it on my channel a couple of times, so you guys have probably seen it. If you want a ton of volume, another mascara I really love is the Pat McGrath one. Ooh, it's so good for volume. I mean, I love it so much. That's the one that's at home. I'm gonna bring it so you will see the B-roll and you will see the brushes, but the Pat McGrath one is more, again, for volume. So sometimes I'll even mix the two together, which is really cool because I want the length and the separation, but then sometimes I want volume. So I'll go in with the Pat McGrath first, and then I'll go in with the Lily Lashes to create more of a longer kind of looking lash. So I love both and I highly recommend both. It just really depends on what you're looking for. Again, for length and separation, go with the Lily one. For more fullness and volume, go with the Pat McGrath one. They're both really good. I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't know why. Sometimes when I talk a lot, I feel like I just lose my voice. Is that a thing? Yeah, that's a thing. So moving on to pencil liners, my favorite is the Persona Cosmetics one. You guys already know this, but this is just a 24-hour glide on pencil. What I love about it is that it glides on, like it's really easy to apply, but it does stay put all day, so you don't really have to like reapply it. I just love it so much. I've been using the brown and the black a lot lately, so I'm sure you guys have seen me use it in tutorials. But yeah, it's made in the US and it just feels really good and it stays put. All right, moving on to lip products. I didn't want to bombard you with like 1,000 lip products because I feel like favorites videos are always full of like lip products, so I just limited to 2. But I do have 3 lip liners because lately I've been really into lip liners and like overdrawing my lips. I don't know if you guys have noticed it. I've been mentioning Pat McGrath a lot, I just realized, but it's like really not on purpose. Anyway, she has a lip liner that I absolutely love. It's called Contour. You can really tell that there's a makeup artist behind this brand because I feel like everything she comes out with is beyond. Like, the packaging is amazing, the formula is great, it's just such a great line, so I love it. It's one of my favorite luxury brands, I would say. So anyway, this is a great one. It's called Contour, and it's more my lip color and more my skin tone. So this is on days where I just want a natural lip line, but I still want to overdraw my lips. That's when I will use this. I believe this is also made in Italy. So no, this one's made in Germany. I lied. This is made in Germany. It's such an amazing formula. I love this a lot. The other one that I really love is by MAC. This is called Strip Down, and this is just an amazing color. Like, I love this color so much. The formula is good too, but I love this more for the color. It's just got a really nice brown nude undertone. I actually have it on today, and I just love pairing this with Toffee, which is the Persona Cosmetics gloss in Toffee. That's what I have on today. These two colors on my lips. I just love it. It's so good, especially for fall. This is my go-to fall nude lip, because in the fall, I love honey, I love like lighter shades, but I feel like in the fall, I like a little bit of a deeper nude, and these two together, I just absolutely love it. The other lip liner that I really love is by House Laboratories. This is Lady Gaga's brand. The formula is so good. I love how pigmented it is, and it's also just like very creamy at the same time. It just glides on, it stays on. It's a very, very good formula, so I love using this a lot as well. In terms of lip products that I really like, again, I've just been obsessed with the glosses. I've been using these a ton, but on days where I don't want a gloss and I want more of like a natural matte finish, I gravitate towards this guy. This is the YSL lip stain. So what I love about this is it looks like it's just your own lips. Like, it doesn't necessarily create like a heavy layer of product on your lips. It's just a stain for your lips, but when you first put it on, you do get sort of that shine of a like lip product and a really, really thin layer, but then over time it just creates a really beautiful color and stain on your lips that stays forever. Like, literally it stays all day. So I love this on days where I have a lot going on and I don't have time to reapply. I'll just go ahead and use this, and it just stays on all day. So it's just a really good product for every day, I would say, for like work, school. It just depends on like my vibe, I guess, and what I'm going for. Sometimes I don't want to stain my lips, and sometimes I don't mind. So the formula is great though. I really love this, and the packaging, obviously. YSL makes some of the best luxury lip products. I'm like obsessed. So moving on to products that didn't necessarily work for me, and this is like the hardest part. I hate talking about products in a negative way because I know how much time, effort, love, and how much work goes into producing and developing products. So I'm always hesitant, like I said. So I'm going to talk about why these didn't work for me and why they would totally work for you. Just because something doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's shit, basically. There are great products out there that I love that don't work for some people. Like, the best example would be probably like my Purity cleanser. Like, I love that cleanser, but every time I post about it, people are like, ew, I can't believe you use that. I hate that cleanser. And I'm just like, you know, it works for me, but I totally understand why it wouldn't work for you. So anyway, with that spiel said, the product that I didn't love this month was the Natasha Denona concealers. And the reason why I didn't love it is because it was a little too like liquidy for my taste. It's not creamy and it's not moussey, it's liquidy. So if you've got really oily under eyes, you might like this because it's a little bit more of a dry formula. So because it's liquidy and super lightweight, when you put it on, you have to quickly blend it in place, otherwise it dries really, really fast. So the reason why I didn't love it is because I do have really dry under eyes. I have dry skin in general. So when I put this on, even when I quickly blended it in place, it just felt really, really dry under my eyes. Like, it was very, very drying for me. So I don't know, for that reason I didn't love it. But again, if you've got oily under eyes, you might love this. You might find it to be just amazing because, you know, it dries the under eyes a little bit and it mattifies it. So yeah, again, depends on your skin type, but for me, if you've got dry skin, you probably won't love this as well. The other product that I was disappointed in was the Huda Beauty liner, and not because of the brush, because the applicator, it's not bad, it's like bendable. It's the formula that I have a problem with. It's very thick and it's very easy to make a mistake on. Like, it's not a forgiving formula because it's very thick and pigmented. When you put it on, it almost feels like a little bit like glue, if that makes any sense. So if you are a pro at liquid liners, you might really love this because it is probably the blackest eyeliner I've ever tried. Like, it is really, really black, and it is going to stay on all day. Like in that sense, it was great. I used it in a tutorial, but I don't know, for me, it was so hard to put it on and I made a lot of mistakes and it was just hard to correct them. It just is too thick and too tacky and glue-like for my taste. That's just me. If you love it and use it and there's like another way you love to use it, please let me know. But I just didn't quite love the formula. So those were the only two products that didn't quite work for me and my skin type. I hope you guys enjoyed my favorites video. Please let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.